Hi everybody, I'm Arnaud Vidal, mycotoxin expert in Innovad, and today we will introduce a new rice case of the month. So before to introduce the case of this month, I would like to remind what is rice. It is a program to manage the mycotoxins and the stress, and why we call rice, because for the first time we can quantify the risk that animals are exposed to, measure the impact of the risk in the animal health status and performance, then with all this information, optimize the mitigation strategy, and finally, through biomonitoring programs, evaluate the efficacy of the strategy. So for this reason, we called RISE. This month, we introduced the first case based on ruminants because we finished the validation of the biomarker analysis in the blood from ruminants. So this month we evaluate the rice application in a dairy farm based in South Europe. And here we can see the different steps of the rice program. So first of all, we quantified the risk that animals were exposed to. We detected 2 mycotoxins in the TMR and 4 different mycotoxins in the blood. And this exposure quantified in the risk was having a big impact in the animal performance and health status. We know very well that exposure to mycotoxins, even at low concentration, have a big impact in the immune response and increasing the somatic cell count. Also, we know that some of these mycotoxins, some of these emerging mycotoxins can produce reproductive problems, and this was very recently discovered by some scientific studies. And for example, here there is the review concluding that emerging mycotoxins can produce reproductive problems in ruminants. For example, here veovaricin and eniatins can produce the reproductive problems in ruminants. All of these mycotoxins were detected in the blood analysis. And also we know that, for example, DON is highly toxic for the intestinal tissues, and also some of these emerging mycotoxins can be as toxic as DON for the intestinal tissues. So considering all these, SNS was introduced in the studied farm, and also we established a biomonitoring program. Here we can see a scheme of the biomonitoring program that we applied. So first of all, before SNS introduction, TMR, blood, and feces were analyzed. And 2 months later, after using SNS, the same analyses were performed in the TMR, in the blood, and in the feces. Here we can see the results from the mycotoxin analysis before SNS introduction and after SNS introduction. In the TMR, the 2 same mycotoxins were detected. However, the concentration was much higher after SNS introduction. DON was 10 times higher, and fumaralicin was double concentration. So animals 2 months later, after SNS introduction, were much more exposed to mycotoxins than before. However, in the blood, the situation was completely different. While before SNS introduction, 4 different mycotoxins were detected in blood, no mycotoxins were detected in the blood after SNS introduction. And this confirms what we already detected scientifically, that SNS is the unique technology that reduces the levels of mycotoxins under a multi-mycotoxin situation. The removal of mycotoxins from the blood had a big impact in the animals because the immune response was improved and the somatic cell count was reduced. Also, the reproductive problems were reduced, and also the intestinal tissues were improved, and we detected an increase in the available energy that we could detect in the feces analysis. The feces analysis detected an increase of the digestibility of the starch and also an increase of the digestibility of the fiber. All this increase of the digestibility of the starch and the fiber was translated, or can be translated, an increase of the energy available to produce milk. So if you have any question, any doubt about this case, please don't hesitate to contact us, and I hope to see you in the next RISE case of the month. See you soon.